guys, welcome to my channel. My name's Sam and today I have way too many books to show you. I've gone a little bit shopping over the past 3 months. This will be the last haul of 2022. I'm gonna try and get better at doing hauls more frequently instead of like so many books all at the same time, just so these aren't so long. But we're just gonna get into it because I don't have a whole lot to say and I have a whole lot of books to show. Probably won't be giving plots just because there's a few and I don't know much about them. So let's start. And first I think we can talk about my book subscription boxes that I'm a part of, which is a lot. I haven't been doing unboxings for November and December because a bunch of the subscription boxes that I use are having a lot of shipping problems, and so a lot of things are being really delayed and aren't going to get here until like mid-January maybe. So I've kind of just opened the few that I had. I'll show you what I've got, but nothing crazy because there's not all of them. But let's start with my book of the month. So I wasn't really feeling the November picks, so I got some add-ons. Starting with Tomorrow by Gabrielle Zevin. I've heard nothing but fantastic things. This book has won the Goodreads Choice Awards. This book won the Book of the Month, Book of the Year award. It is like so loved, and I'm so excited to get to this. I'm prepared to cry and sob in the best way possible. The cover is beautiful. I'm ready. And I also got, as an add-on, an older book, The Shadows by Alex North, which is a horror, I believe. And I don't remember a whole lot about it now, but I was very intrigued when I decided to pick it up. So yes, I have this one. I also, for December, picked The Night Train, the Circus Train by Mita Parkey and Park. So sorry. I'm really into World War II historical fiction, if any historical fiction, and I'm really enjoying like circus vibes. That's always been an interest of mine. I just think they're very fascinating, so much fun. Not something that I like do in real life, so I just read about them instead. I am very excited about this. It says a war, a forbidden love, and one girl's survival. And then for my add-on for December, I got Sign Here by Claudia Lux. My friends all picked this in October, I believe. Yeah, October, when it came out as like their buddy read, and I missed out because I didn't know we were picking it. And so I got it as an add-on because Eliza loved this. She thought it was so funny, so great, so I had to of course get it so that I could also read it and enjoy and talk to them about it. This is about a devil demon boy who needs to get one more person in a family to like come to the dark side, if you will. And I just hear it's very like full of satire and very funny, so I'm very excited. But those were a quick rundown of the Book of the Month books I got. I am excited for all of them and they look so pretty together, but I definitely haven't had much of a mood to pick any of them up. So I'm hoping in the new year there'll be great Book of the Month picks that I actually pick them up shortly after getting them, because I have a shelf and most of them are unread still. So jumping into Owlcrate, I have 3 books to show you. First one was Forest Fall by Lyndall Clipstone. This is the sequel to Lake's Edge, which I haven't heard fantastic things about. I'm hoping that I'll still enjoy it though. But I did pick up the Owlcrate exclusive edition. There we go. My issue, as you can see, it's super shiny, whereas the first one is completely matte, minus the little bit of foil. Why would you do that? I don't understand. It really upsets me, but either way, I have them. I don't know what they're about. One day I'm sure I'll pick them up, right? And then for November's Owlcrate exclusive for their young adult subscription box was The Luminaries by Susan Dennard. I had this on my like 2022 highly anticipated releases. I'm so excited. It's so much smaller than I thought it was going to be, and like it is just a beautiful book. I'm super excited to give this a read. I think everything about it is stunning. It's right up my alley. So yeah, that was November's pick. I'm very excited. I'm obsessed with their cover. I think they did a fantastic job. And the other one they came out with in December is The Poison Season by Mara Ruthford, which this is how I knew what the cover was, because, or what this book was, because I hadn't memorized the title, but I know this cover so well because I had this as well on an anticipated 2022 list. But I'm so happy and excited to have this. Like, please, this is wonderful. I'm super excited. I believe this is a Fae story or something like that. It really gives me like Margaret Rogerson? Margaret Rogerson. And the Enchantment of Ravens and the Sorcerer. It gives me Sorcerer of Thorns vibes. Haven't read that yet, but that's the vibes that I get from this. So I'm very excited. I really love this cover. I actually think it's beautiful. Very like autumnal winter vibes. I'm here for it. Very excited. And then jumping into Fairyloot. Why was that so difficult? So I found out that the November adult Fairyloot book only subscription was A Dowry of Blood. I was very excited to hear it was A Dowry of Blood. I do have the like new published copy because I do absolutely adore this book, but I absolutely don't adore this cover. It does not stand against the original self-published edition. Like, that edition was so good and it makes me so sad, but this is also quite pretty. You've got like the manor moon on the back, and then you've got like the characters, and on this side you've got the three together. Oh, it's so good. And then the pretty edges. So like, it's a very nice edition still, even if I'm still upset and bitter about the original indie published cover not existing. I'm sure that this will be the last time I talk about it on my channel, since I have mentioned it quite a lot, but this will hopefully be the last time I mention how sad I am that I don't have the original beautiful paperback. Okay, but yeah, I have this. It is still pretty. It's a very beautiful edition at the end of the day. It's just a bit of a bummer. And then for the young adult, we've got some sprayed edges. This is The Ones We Burn by Rebecca Mix. I am a weapon, use me. I am the monster, I am the shield, I am the knife in the dark. I have no clue what this is about whatsoever. I do really like this cover, but I don't think I've heard about this at all, question mark. But it's got, it's so pretty, guys. So like, here's the foiled. Oh, so pretty. I'm obsessed. And then the inside, guys, it's stunning. I just love the artwork. The artwork is so good. And then also came with this print with her little like note on the back. I'm very intrigued, very excited. I like that the reversed dust jacket has similar vibes to the innards, end pages. There we go, end pages. But yeah, I think I will be sticking to the dark side just because it fits my shelves better, and I like how they look. So yes, that is the November pick. I'm still waiting on December's book, as well as both November and December owlcrate. But I did buy these through owlcrate. I don't have a reason why I did this. It just kind of happened. But I did buy the owlcrate special edition for the Bone Witch series. and I'm just really obsessed. Like, I think that they're so pretty. I'm so excited. I have really high hopes going into these. So we've got the Shadow of Glass, which is like a black and blue color scheme, and then the Heart Forger, which is like a red and white color scheme. I'm so excited about these. I hope I love them, or else it'll be a little bit embarrassing for me. But I know a lot of people that really enjoyed the series. I've heard some less positive feedback and reviews as well, so it's very like down the middle of whether or not I will absolutely adore it or just find it okay. But the vibes are there. I've heard good things. I've been excited about it since it came out, so I'm hoping to finally get to it. Maybe next October, we'll see. But those are all the book subscription box shopping that I've done so far. I'll probably show you in the, I'll probably show you in the next haul what I got for the rest of the month. Hello, where's your toy? Okay, the next will be just some random one-off things that I've bought, I guess. So here's some random novels I have just because I have them. The first one is Forest Cultivation. This is the Heavenly Throne Book 1 by Yuri Ajin. I've heard pretty good things about this. It's a new release, at least new in America release. I love like paperbacks that feel this way. I don't know how to explain it, but just soft paperbacks. Really into it. I don't know a whole lot what this is about. Following a man. I heard good things. I got it. I don't have a lot of good explanations as to like why my spending habits are what they are. And then I also have the tome 6 by Starry Stavros. This is book 1 in a series. The font is a little bit painful, but I am excited, I think, about this. I don't have a lot of feelings going into it, truly. I'm just hoping for some high fantasy. I've been really in the mood for high fantasy lately, so that's kind of what I've been leaning towards. Next here, I have Saint by Adrienne Young. I'm so excited about this. If you have seen, I did an entire reading vlog where I read all of Adrienne Young's young adult books in like 24 hours. Like, I just binged them all back to back to back, and it was a fantastic time. I'm not gonna lie, they were all very high rated, and I'm so excited for the prequel about Saint. He is such a like interesting, complex character. I think I'm gonna adore this. I'm sure it'll be 5 stars. I cannot wait to get to it. It's just so, I need to read it. I need to read it so soon, like as soon as I humanly can. And then I also have the special edition of The Invisible Life of Addie LaRue by V.E. Schwab. A fellow booktuber was planning to read this in December, and so I was like, I've been meaning to read that. I got the audiobook through my library, so I was like, might as well pick it up, I guess, you know, read along. This is an incredibly highly loved and rated book. I have a weird, excuse me ma'am, I have a weird relationship with V.E. Schwab. I'm not 1000% sure where I'm gonna land on their books, with Gallant still on my TBR, but I have read the first book in the Darker Shade of Magic series, and it was like so. But I am still excited to have this. I think it's very pretty. I was going to get the illustrated edition instead originally, but the shipping was going to take longer, and I wanted to read this like sooner rather than later. So now I have it, and I hope that I really enjoy it. It's always the hope, right? And next I have Can't Spell Treason Without T by Rebecca Thorne. I bought this because it was kind of compared in some ways to Legends and Lattes, the fact that it's a cozy fantasy, but I do think this one has a bit more of like that high fantasy element to it, a bit more stakes going on, so I'm still excited to read this. I'm hoping to read this when I go on my like Christmas vacation here soon. That's this. I just know that like they open a tea shop, there's an adventure, it sounds like a great time, and it's also like the nice paperback feel. Okay, next here I have some random graphic novels. The first one being the prequel to The Red Rising. This is Red Rising, Son of Ares by Pierce Brown. This is volume 1 of 2 in the graphic novel series. I'm really excited to read this and get to it. This is technically not mine, it's technically my boyfriend's, but I'm already kind of stolen it, seeing as the books live on my shelves, so I can include it in my hauls. So I'm very excited to get to that. I don't know what to expect at all, but I'm very excited. Next, I have volume 1 of The Last Session, Roll for Initiative. This is by a collection of people. It is a D&D graphic novel. It is very small. I believe this is the only one in print. Oh my god. I love him. I love him so much. Yeah, I think this is the only one in print. I think there's 5 volumes in total though, and I think you can read them on Kindle Unlimited, so I'm hoping that the rest of them get published because I don't have Kindle Unlimited, but I'm very excited because I've been in a bit of a D&D phase. Speaking of that phase, I also have volume 1 of Critical Role's Vox Machina's Origins. This is like a very well-known D&D campaign. I would say Critical One is like one of the big names. Oh my. Is one of the big names, so I kind of picked this up on a whim, learned a bit more about Critical One and their campaign and everything, and I'm very excited. I can't wait to dive into this one. It's like very high on my want to read list. Alright, and then next I have a thrift book shopping category and then a Powell's bookshop category. So I'll do Powell's first because it's a bit smaller. The first thing I got was Mexican Gothic by Silvia Moreno Garcia. I love this so much. This is actually a signed copy because she came to Powell's bookstore in Portland at one point and just like signed a few of the books. So I of course picked this up. I will be reading this in 2023 because of Meredith. Thank you so much. I'm very excited. She absolutely adored this and I'm very excited and intrigued. I think it's gonna go well. We will see though. Next, I actually picked up the 5th Seasons by N.K. Jemisin. This is the first book in the trilogy about like fantasy, supernatural disasters where like the 5th season hits and it kind of is just like constant natural disasters to destroy the balance because everything's so out of balance and not great. I'm very excited. I think this is one that my partner is also going to love because I've been forcing him to read so much lately. So I got the first book. We'll see how it goes. I picked up for myself City of Dusk by Tara Sim. I've seen Cassidy over at Covers with Cassidy talk about this and I believe she read it. Don't remember how liked it was, but she's a bit chunky, but she is higher fantasy adult. I think this is queer sapphic maybe? I don't remember, but I'm very excited. I'm really obsessed with the cover, the vibes. I'm just kind of here for it. I hope that I love it. I'm sure I will just because I'm so inexperienced with high fantasy, but I want to get more into it. It's just they're always so long and it's really intimidating like reading like over 500 pages of a book. Just me? I don't know. Next, this was one that Austin picked out. This is The Pariah by Anthony Ryan. Again, chunky, fantasy, adult. I'm intrigued. I definitely want to pick this one up, but I will let him read it first, seeing as it is technically his book. But I was definitely eyeing it before he grabbed it, so it worked out really well for us both. But, oh yeah, I have good feelings about this new era of my reading tastes. And next kind of go hand in hand. These were also because of Austin. We've got the one and the only, The Name of the Wind and The Wise Man's Fear. This is the first and second book of the series. I'm slowly anticipating the third one to come out because I still need to read these. Austin is like 90% through this, so I feel bad that I'm like, hey, you should totally read the series. I think you'll like it. And then the third book's just like, who knows if it'll ever come out. So I'm sorry, babe. But I'm really excited to read these. He's adored them. He thinks I'm going to adore them. I had to get like the real floppy paperback editions. I'm so excited for these. I know Nothing. I don't know anything about these. I truly couldn't tell you what they're about except for that everybody loves them. I've not heard a single bad thing about them. I'm very excited. At the end of the day, I hope to get to this early 2023. Too many books. Oh my god. Alright, last stack. We went to St. Vincent de Paul, which we do every couple months, really. Because you can always find good steals there. They're very inexpensive books. As somebody who reads a lot of classics, it really helps buying classics, especially from a thrift store, because they're about $3 instead of $20 like a normal new release. So it definitely helps saving money when buying so many books all the time. But the first thing that I finally got, this is the second book in the Game of Thrones. It's A Clash of Kings. I've had the first, well, I have 3 on my shelves. I've been missing the second book the whole time, not even knowing. So I saw it and I was like, yeah, we're gonna need that. That's gonna be important. This is such a journey. They're so chunky because they're the paperback, like mass market paperbacks, so they are chunky as heck. I'll do it. I know I will. Eventually. We'll get there, I promise. I know. My favorite thing about going to a thrift store, especially one that's pretty popular, gets quite a few books in, is finding book of the month books, especially ones that I'm interested in. This is Nothing to See Here by Kevin Wilson. All I know, spontaneously combustible children being babysat. I'm so excited. I first saw this on Allison Page's YouTube channel when she read it, I think for her book club during last November. Was it for the Bloom and Readathon the first year? I don't remember. But I'm very excited nonetheless to read this. I think it's going to be a lot of fun. A lot of funny. I think it's, yeah, I'm excited. Next, this was kind of like my going to a bookstore and picking out a book I've never heard of, but the back sounded interesting enough, so I got it. This is Mad Kestrel by Misty Macy. This is about a female pirate who has the ability to use magic, but doesn't for safety reasons. Like, it's frowned upon to be magic, I believe. So when becoming a pirate, I guess in this world, like, water stops you from using magic, or like something of the sort, and I'm really excited to see what all this entails, what that really means, to dive into the magic system of this. I really enjoy pirate books, as you can tell, so I'm gonna take more pirate books where I can get them. I'm very intrigued. The cover, very interesting. Yes. Next, oh my goodness, The 10,000 Doors of January by Alex Harrow. One, I've never had a paperback with deckled edges. Unsure how I feel about it, I'm not gonna lie. I did try reading this last year. I'm sorry, sweet girl. I think I tried to read this last year and I was so confused. I was reading on like a PDF and I was just sitting there like, who are these people? What are we doing? So I really wanted to get a physical copy to properly read along, and hopefully it'll go better the second time. We'll see. Next, I kind of got this one for me and my partner at the same time. This is Sleeping Giants by Sylvain Nouveau. I'm literate, don't worry. This is told in interviews the whole time, which I find so fascinating. It's space sci-fi, I believe. I'm very intrigued. I've heard not as great things about the final book in the series, but I'm still willing to like give it a shot because I've heard great things about this one especially. I'm very interested. And then, let me skip these ones for now. Oh no. Alright, next I have The Bear and the Nightingale by Catherine Arden. This one is like Russian fairy tales. I've heard okay things about the series as a whole, but I definitely think this will be a nice winter book maybe for next year to cozy by the fire and read. It just sounds like a good time. It sounds very slow paced, very calm. Like a very calm fairy tale fantasy, and I'm just kind of here for the vibes. I've heard a lot of mixed reviews. That it could go well, it could go horrible. Who really knows? But either way, I picked that up, as well as The Graveyard Book by Neil Gaiman. I need to own every and all Neil Gaiman book there is. I just love his writing. I've not been disappointed yet. I need to keep reading more and more and more. I do have like a potential Neil Gaiman reading vlog in mind where I can read more of his works, but we'll see if that actually happens. But yeah, I saw this at the thrift store and I said, absolutely, must get, need to read, because I've heard nothing but good things. Like, this is one of his more popular, more beloved books. And then, into the classics. I only have a few. The first one being a monstrous, scary, scary book. This is Moby Dick by Herman Melville. Me, Miss Illiterate Queen, intimidated by big books, is gonna read Moby Dick. Yes. I do have a whole video planned for this. It's going to be a long video. I might not come out for a couple years, but I have the book for whenever that time is. I'm so nervous, but so excited at the same time, you know? Like, it's one of those things, like, it's a classic. Am I gonna hate it? Potentially. Am I still gonna give it a shot? Absolutely. One classic I am really excited about is Maurice by E.M. Foster. Published in 1975. This is an old copy, all the stains. But I still really love, like, the gold and the red. I don't know, something about it does it for me. I don't know what this is about, besides it being gay. Right? Homosexual love, yeah. So, I am really excited for this. I'm probably going to try and read this whenever I get around to reading Giovanni's Room, because they just give me similar vibes. Could be wrong, but that's like what I'm picking up. So I'm really intrigued, very excited. I've seen Emma and Carolyn both read this. They love E.M. Foster. I saw him. I said, gimme. So I think that makes sense. And then, don't make me say the title. I have Victor Hugo's Les Miserables. Les Miserables? They're miserable people. And this is a miserable title. I can never say it correctly. It bothers me every time. I'm taking French on Duolingo this year, so by the time I pick this up, I'll know some French, hopefully. The text is really small. She's really chunky. It's super intimidating, but I need to read it. Will it go with the other musicals on my shelf? I don't know. We'll see. I'm excited. I'm terrified. I know that there's going to be a large portion that talks about the sewer system in France, and I just need to, like, pick this up when I'm in the emotional state and headspace to read about that. For so long, I'm so many mixed feelings, and I've not picked it up, and I've barely seen the musical because I don't know French, and it really bothers me. Finally, last two books. I'm so freaking excited. Finally, I have found some Virginia Woolf. This is an author I've been really wanting to pick up, especially Mrs. Dalloway. But this was never in my, like, local thrift store, and I just really wanted this. And then I also found a collection of critical essays because she was a mentally ill feminist queen, and so I wanted to read some of her essays because I think they're going to make me feel a lot of things. And I'm just very excited for this Virginia Woolf adventure. If you've read Virginia Woolf, if you have recommendations for other Virginia Woolfs that I should pick up, please tell me, because I'm about to enter this era and I'm so excited and I need to read all of the best things. So if you have suggestions, let me know. But that is it for this video. Oh my goodness, so many books. So many books. I hope next time I do a haul with you guys, it's a little smaller, a little less. I did rush through a lot of these books because there's so many. I didn't give plots because I don't know them. And that's why book hauls are so hard. Because, like, you want to be like, hey, look at what I've bought. Maybe you want to buy it too. But also, I can tell you nothing at all about any of these books. So, you're as in the dark as I am. But have you read any of these? Do you want to pick any of them up? Let me know down below. But that's going to be it for this video. Thank you for watching and hanging out with me. Maybe you found something that's piqued your interest. If there's a book you really want me to read and review sooner rather than later, let me know as well. Unless it's Les Miserables or Moby Dick, don't talk to me if that's the case. But that's gonna be it for me. I will see you guys very soon in my next video. Bye!